This is Red River Fish Hatchery. This is the largest facility in New Mexico. We raise approximately 2 million fish a year, from subcatables to catables. It encompasses approximately 400 acres.
Daniel Arevalo is the manager of the Red River Fish Hatchery, where today he and Jolinda Thompson are preparing to meet their spring commitment of stocking 300,000 rainbow trout at Eagle Nest Lake.
By next year, they'll be catchables. They should be catchable size by this time next year.
Before Jolinda transfers the fish by truck, the water must be cooled down with blocks of ice so the fish won't be stressed when they're put into the cooler lake water about an hour's drive away.
The temperature here, we're running 48, and at Eagle's Nest it's a little colder. It's 38. So kind of acclimating the fish for when she gets there, she'll just have to dump them. She won't have to do no tempering.
And now we put about 13 cubes of ice, six or seven per tank to cool the water down, because Eagle Nest Lake is around at least 10 degrees, probably cooler than our water is.
The hatchery has 3 vehicles to meet its stocking commitments throughout the state, but today they're pulling out the big guy for the job.
We're going to take our 2-ton, and it has 2 tanks capable of hauling 1,000 pounds of fish per tank, but today we're going to haul 500 pounds per tank. And the fish will travel better.
A lot has to happen before ever getting to the fish stocking stage, and it all starts right here in the shadow of Flag Mountain in Llama Canyon, with a system that uses cold water from the infiltration gallery in the nearby town of Cuesta and warm water from several springs upriver.
And then we got our warm water, cold water going through. We have the LHO, the low head oxygenator, stripping out nitrogen and going on through all the troughs here.
The fish start in what's called the sack fry stage. They stay in these trays until they absorb their yolk sac, and then they're moved to troughs once they grow to the alvin and fingerling stages, where they can be hand-fed.
The size of the fish kind of matches up with the size of feed they're getting. So this is starter number 1. And then in a couple more weeks, we'll start feeding starter number 2.
And soon enough, the fish are ready to be stocked in lakes all around New Mexico.
All right, we're ready to roll to Eagle Nest. Here we are at Eagle Nest Lake.
Once at their destination, Jolinda must test the water before releasing the fish.
They swim around. Nobody turned belly up like they were in shock or anything, so I think we'll just drop them all.
Now it's time to stock the lake.
That's all.
Each year, thousands of people fish New Mexico lakes, and it's their purchases of fishing-related equipment that allows the Game and Fish Department to raise fish in hatcheries and stock the lakes regularly. It's a funding mechanism called the Sport Fish Restoration Act.
And every rod and reel or fishing equipment is sold goes into the Restoration Act, which helps all the fishermen and hunters all over the United States.
Sue Finley owns the Eagle Nest Marina, and she thinks the tax is money well spent. Just ask fisherman Dennis Bridges from Taos.
You know, a lot of people fish, and a lot of the fish people catch around here are stocked fish, and so I believe, you know, if a little bit of tax goes to the hatchery, that's more fish for me, and that's good.
The Sport Fish Restoration Act, established in 1950, was created to restore and better manage America's declining fishery resources. Today, anglers spend more than $35 billion annually on fishing-related activities, making it one of the most effective user-pay, user-benefit programs in the nation. The Sport Fish Restoration Act authorizes a 10% federal excise tax on fishing rods, reels, creels, lures, flies, and artificial baits. The tax is available to state fish and wildlife agencies administered by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Local sport fishers say it's a small price to pay for getting to do something they love.
I've fished in other states, and I'm happy here where I live. And the variety of fish, the trout, the bass that we have in the state is good.